This session is on method specific counseling for MPA. So as mentioned in the previous session, now we come to what will we tell to those women who during initial counseling, when they were provided with many methods, they have shown interest in injectable contraceptive MPA and want to take it. However, there is a need for them to understand it further. So during the initial counseling, we have given her the key information about MPA. In fact, it is based on this information that she has shown interest or chosen this out of the other methods. We have told her it is a 3-monthly injection. We have told her it is good for breastfeeding women also. We have also told her that menstrual changes occur with this method. We have mentioned the health benefits it provides. We have told her that there will be a delayed return to fertility and that it does not protect against STI, HIV, AIDS. So let us think why she has chosen it. Most women will choose it because it is easy to use. Convenience is there, doesn't have to be used every day. Also, it does not interfere with the sexual activity, will not affect the breast milk, and very simple, they take one injection and it provides good protection for 3 months. However, they are now concerned about what they've heard about the menstrual changes. And this is very natural because you see, since the time they grew up and became adolescent girls and started their period, they have been having it every month and they have heard that women need to menstruate every month and it ends only at the age of say 45 to 50 years. So now if we tell them that period will stop because of MPA use, they will become worried about it and anxious. Therefore, a little bit detailed explanation in a simple non-alarming manner about these changes, why they appear, why they are not harmful at all. In fact, they are good for her if she does not want to become pregnant, say for next 2 years or so. So let us just think that do the women know about why menstruation occurs? They do not know about these body functions. In fact, they do not even know about the reproductive organs. They just see the blood coming every month and they have made their own conclusions or their own thoughts about it. So this is our chance to explain the woman why women menstruate during reproductive age. Don't get worried. It's not a long narration of the technical stuff that we learnt about menstrual cycle. No, we can just tell us simply that see, yes, this method will cause menstrual changes. So first of all, would you like to know why women menstruate on the first instance? So we can tell her that see, when a girl grows up into an adolescent, then her reproductive organs begin to work and start preparing for motherhood in future. And when she is now a full grown adult, again this preparation happens. What happens? In the body of every woman of reproductive age, there is preparation for conception every month. Now what is this preparation? Besides a matured egg released from one of the ovaries, there is also preparation in the baby bag or the uterus where the child will grow for 9 months if conceived. So the inner lining of this baby bag becomes full of blood and thickens so that in case conception occurs, the baby can come and grow here. Now, when conception does not occur that month, this internal lining, this blood, it comes out of her uterus through her vagina and she sees it as blood. So this blood is actually meant to nurture or for the growth of conception if it occurs. This cycle keeps on going every month because every month this preparation happens, and when there is no conception, the blood comes out. This is the menstrual cycle. Yes, once the woman conceives, we all know that women stop menstruating. Why? Because now that blood is needed for the child, in fact not for 1 month but for 9 months. So she will not have her monthly period. Instead, this blood is going to nurture the baby during pregnancy. This is all normal natural processes. So we tell her that, see, those who choose to take a family planning method, that is say MPA, these are women who do not want an unwanted pregnancy. They don't want to get pregnant, at least for some time. So until those months, say if it is 2 years, so about 25 to 24 to 25 months, there is no value of preparing for this conception every month and then shedding that blood. If they want, they can use MPA, and the way MPA will act is that it will stop this monthly preparation on the choice of the woman. The woman has taken an injection, it's kind of putting a break to her menstrual cycle. And yes, when she wants to have a period later on and a baby later on, when she stops using this, again the same monthly preparation happens, and then the woman can conceive. We can give a very simple example of a two-wheeler. See, menstrual cycle. So if we say that if you want, you can use this method and put a stop or a break on your menstrual cycle. So if we can give an example that if you have a two-wheeler, you don't have to go anywhere. Don't we put a brake and keep it in the house? So what goes wrong with it? In fact, there is no wear and tear, it stays fine, and no fuel, nothing is consumed. And later on when we want to go somewhere, then we start it. Similarly, when the brake is removed, a vehicle moves. Similarly, when MPA is stopped, it's kind of brake being stopped, in due course of time, again the preparation begins and the menstruation happens. Yes, this brake is not sudden. It is not that there is a moving vehicle and you put a brake and it stops immediately. No, it does tend to go ahead now for some distance and then it comes to a halt. Similarly, the menstrual cycle, when MPA is given, comes to a halt but takes some time to do so. Therefore, there is irregular lingering bleeding and then there is complete stoppage. This is not harmful at all. We can tell the woman, you don't need to menstruate every month if you don't want to become pregnant during that month. And you'll be happy to know that this example is actually working in our country. Many providers like you have used it. Women are understanding, and while giving an example, we should always keep in mind that the technical point or information is not distorted, is not changed, but we use the help of this example so that day-to-day life of the person to whom we are talking, so that it is easily understood and all the myths are automatically removed. So during this method specific counseling for MPA, when we are explaining to her about menstrual changes, the delayed return, there is a chance that one of the myths which are quite prevalent related to menses and their stoppage might come up. So let us learn in a very simple way how we can tell her the truth and dispel the myth. So the first myth could be that, oh my God, irregular bleeding, if that will appear with MP, will it be harmful? That means something has gone wrong with my body. So, what will we explain her? As we have learnt ourselves, so what we know, we have to just make it in very simple, put it in simple words and tell her. We will say, no, nothing harmful has happened. It is the effect of this method that you are using, and it will not harm, it is going to stop also in due course of time. And as told to you earlier, in fact, it will lead into amenorrhea, meaning period will stop. So we are preparing her for the forthcoming amenorrhea also. That this bleeding is not harmful. In fact, it will stop happening and woman will not even have the monthly bleed that she was having. The next myth or concern could be that a woman who does not want pregnancy comes and takes this injection, and she believes us that okay, if you take one injection every 3 months you will not become pregnant. And she recognizes pregnancy by absence of period when it was expected. So she will think that, oh, if the period has stopped with this method, does it mean that I have become pregnant? So this method is no good. In fact, it has led me into an unwanted pregnancy. So what do we explain? Or she may just ask that you are telling me that period will stop. So what are you telling me? I'll become pregnant? So we'll tell her, no, as told to you earlier, it is a very effective method. When used correctly, consistently, that all the next doses are taken on time every 3 months, it's very effective. This period stoppage is due to the way it is acting, because now the monthly preparation is not happening in your body and therefore there is no period. You know, we often hear women think or tell each other that this dirty blood comes out every month in the form of period. Now it set me thinking that why are they calling it dirty? So it could be that because it is from the lower part of the body, from where they pass urine, they pass feces, same area this blood comes out, that is the menstrual blood, and that is because of the situation of the uterus in the pelvic cavity, but they do not know. So they think that everything that comes out from the lower end of the body is dirty. They do not know why period occurs. So if we have explained during method specific counseling, this myth will be removed, because we will say that this blood is not dirty. In fact, this is the blood collected in preparation of pregnancy to occur, so that the child can be nurtured with this blood. So the blood which nurtures a baby, for 9 months, our babies are not made out of dirty blood. In fact, we give good blood for making that baby. So it is not dirty blood. We need to explain this. So before we discuss the next myth, I want to point out one thing, that not all myths will be prevalent in one woman. So we are stating the same facts, the same way, in the way the myth will be presented, so that all of us are equipped in what to tell. Also, while listening to the myth, also there is one way of listening to it. We will not say, oh, you foolish people, this is not so. No, we will listen and we will say, I understand that this is what you have heard, because women do not understand what is happening in their bodies, and this is the chance for you to understand if you want. So we will respect her fact that she doesn't know. We will not make her sound very foolish, and which she is not. And now let us move on to the next myth. Many women think that stoppage of period is related with weakness in the eyes. The reason could be because you see, normally in a woman, when she reaches that perimenopausal or menopausal age, So that is her reproductive functions which are now coming to an end, and that is also the age when human beings, they need to wear spectacles even if they have not worn it earlier. Men also wear it. But women, not knowing anything about menstruation, tend to think that now because the period is not occurring, it has caused some harm in their eyes and eyesight has become weak. So if they tell us this, we need to explain to them that no, MPA or any other family planning method has no link with eyesight. Eyes and their functions are a different thing altogether, and men also wear spectacles. Some women wear earlier. In fact, nowadays young children are also wearing. We need to remove her myth. And yes, this reminds me of another point. Let us not ourselves state the myth and then tell the truth. No, we are learning on all this because if a myth comes out from the client, we will tell the truth. We will not ask her, okay, do you have any myths? This is another point. If you ask her, what are your myths? Tell me, I will dispel them. Friends, let us not forget, we know it is a myth, but for that person it is gospel truth. They think it is truth. How can she identify her myths? It is only while we are talking to her, asking, what do you think, what are your concerns, that a myth can crop up, which we know is a myth, meaning it is a false belief, it is not true. So then we will answer and explain. Only then it will work. Moving on to another myth, that stoppage of period means menopause. Because you see, they have always seen and heard in the families also that when women are become slightly older and 45 plus, then their period ends. Now the girls, the women coming to us are young girls, young women, 20 to 25, 28. So if we tell them that it is because of the effect of this method that your period will stop, but then they may think that, oh, I will become different from other women. At a very young age, I will have menopause. So again, see, what we explain is the same fact, why periods occur and why they don't occur with MPA. But we have to relate it with the myth that is cropping up and explain likewise. For example, we will say, no, it is not that menopause has occurred. It is because of the effect of this method, the monthly preparation in your uterus for the conception has been stopped temporarily. When you will stop using the method, you will start having your menstrual cycles, which will go up to your menopausal age. And the last myth that we have in this module to discuss with you is about infertility. And to some extent, if women are thinking this, they are thinking in the lines, okay, only those who menstruate can become pregnant. My menstruation is stopping, so am I becoming infertile? That I will never have a child anymore. Again, we will explain to her, no, it is not infertility, it is just temporary stoppage of period, because your monthly preparation has been stopped at your will. You have stopped it until such time that you need to get pregnant. And as told to you earlier, if you stop the last injection well in time, 7 to 10 months before you want to become pregnant, you will become pregnant. So it does not cause infertility. So now that we have discussed the method specific counseling, how we need to tell her about why periods occur, why they don't occur due to the use of MPA, and that also explains the delayed return to fertility. We have learnt how in a very simple manner, patiently we can deal with the myths. I'm hopeful that all of you will benefit by this session, and friends, I'll end this session on counseling with the words that effective counseling is an important aspect of family planning services. They help the clients to choose a method, adopt it, use it correctly, use it till they want to use for protection against unwanted pregnancy, and it leads to client satisfaction. So let us all start counseling and improving our skills if there is a need to. Thank you.